Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to day 3 of practice for Lake Norfork, the Bass Open stop number 3. And it's another brisk morning. We are going to have the second day of the post-front conditions, so we've got bluebird skies again. Usually that means the bite is the toughest. It should get better from here on out. Now, the issue is we're going to have a lot of rain. In fact, there have been words like generational storms. And from that standpoint, it's kind of a little concerning that it could get pretty bad. You know, we've got, they're calling, so I mean, at this point, everyone you talk to says something different, but I've heard 4 inches of rain tomorrow, which is our off day. And then on top of that, then we've got 3 inches for basically the next 3 days. So they're calling for like 12 to 14 inches of rain over the next 4 days, which will make this place rise considerably. It'll dirty it up considerably and change a lot of stuff. That type of rain will muddy the whole lake if that happens. I don't know. It's like you look at one weather app, it says one thing. You look at another app, it says something else. And from that standpoint, it's we'll see what happens. I'm actually more concerned about the fact that I'm staying on the White River, on a stretch of river that you know floods when you have bad conditions, and we've got a really bad dirt road to get into it that basically goes up and down a mountain. There's switchbacks, and it's already tough enough to get the boats up and down, but I'm a little concerned it could get washed out. Miles was talking about getting a hotel room. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Right now, we're going to concentrate on today. We're going to fish some different stuff. I'm going to try to fish a little bit, some stuff that I think might not be as affected. You know, whether that's some bluffier type stuff. I try to fish some clean water stuff, maybe do some minnow shaking, which I haven't done a ton of yet, and I know that's going to be a player. So the goal right now, I'm back in the area I was in yesterday where I had, I felt like I found some fish. Now, it's not necessarily the biggest fish I've ever seen, but it was just a lot of largemouth. So from that standpoint, I feel like there's got to be some big fish around. So we're going to try to really make that area work right now and figure out something to catch some better quality fish. And so that's where we're at. I'll give you updates throughout the day. Well, sitting here, we have actually found a bed. There's a very nice fish on it, but when I say on it, it's swimming around. I've seen it 3 times. Just trying to get an idea as to where it wants to be, but I don't think it's locked in. It's just kind of up here, coming around, probably getting ready to do its thing. Definitely not catchable right now. Potentially come tournament time. So we'll see. I mean, the bed game, probably not a great plan right now if we do get all that rain, but something just to, if you know roughly where they're at, it's not a terrible thing by any means. And yeah, I caught a couple of nice fish this morning. I did not have the camera going on the jig, fishing channel swing banks that were a little deeper, I guess, not necessarily on the bank, but offshore channel swings, I guess is what I would call it. Other than that, it's been pretty slow. And those couple nice fish, one was about a 3-pounder, one was a 2-pounder, came like almost back to back. I mean, probably 5 casts apart down a little stretch, so I left it. So that's good. That's got me feeling okay about that spot specifically, but I've run several spots trying to replicate it and have not been able to do it. So that's not good. So yeah, but that's where we're at right now. The wind is really ripping. I just worked my way out of a fished a little bluff bank and worked my way just into this pocket, and the wind is definitely howling. But because it was calm, I thought I'd come in and take a quick peek. I really like the watercolor. You can get into some areas where you have this kind of it's clear, but it's probably 4 foot of visibility versus the main lake, which is like 8 or 10 foot visibility. And then like way in the back, it's even darker than that. Like, you know, it's almost like 6 inches. For me right now, the fish that I've been catching have really turned out to be in this kind of this off-colored zone, which, you know, I don't know that there's much rhyme or reason to that. It's more of a confidence thing where it just makes me feel a little bit more okay with, you know, at least the color that I'm in. You know, if that's what I'm looking for, I can find that at least. Anyways, just wanted to give you a quick update. Pretty much found one spot is what I would say, and they ate this Kitech jig with a 3-inch pit boss on it. Well, ooh, peeing all over. 15-incher. That's midday update. I just got done fishing a bunch of stuff that I'd been fishing, trying to replicate those jig bites, and I had zero luck. Really frustrating, because I fished a lot of stuff that looked like just the same way, and then I was like, maybe it's just the day, because it's post front. You know, these bluebird conditions, this should be the tougher day where they're glued to the bottom. And I picked up the stupid scamper rig, and that's the 3rd fish I've caught in like 15 minutes. So now I will say I'm fishing really similar stuff that I fished yesterday when I found them. So I think you know, that's a pretty solid pattern in terms of being able to fish it. The problem is, they're not the quality. I mean, that was a nice 15-inch fish, not a bad fish, but not what we're looking for either. And you know I need to find the females, and that's what I thought I was doing this morning by fishing deeper with a jig. Threw a crankbait some on some of that deep stuff, dragged a Carolina rig. Like, I mean, it's beautiful ledge type staging stuff, you know, right out in front of where I'm fishing. I'm catching these little buck males. I mean, that one was peeing, so you know they're like right there. I mean, the female should not be far behind, and I'm just not able to come in contact with them yet. So I don't know if that's a good thing or not. Like, I feel like, okay, that's good. I picked up the scamper rig and now I'm getting bit, but it doesn't necessarily, I mean, it's better than it just being a tough day, right? Like, okay, I feel like there's something to it. I can do it. It's just not the quality I need. Fishing, it can be frustrating. I mean, I can assure you, if I was just coming to fun fish right now, I would throw this scamper rig all day, because you catch a pile of fish right now on it. And yeah, I mean, that's great, but we still got to figure out where the females are. Now, the only thing I will say is, you know, the last 2 bass I've caught have both been peeing, so you know they're really close to spawning, if not spawning. And if they're there, the females should be there, and they should be coming. And if we get this weather that they're calling for, all this rain. From that standpoint, like, and the lake comes up, it's possible those fish will come up with it. And all of a sudden, you know, you mix in some females that are up here feeding, you know, getting ready to feed. They're moving up because the males are already up here, and you feel like a hero. Right now, I don't know that that's going to happen necessarily, but I mean, it is what it is right now. So I'm pretty confident I can go around, throw a scamper all day, and probably catch a bunch of fish. It's not a bad thing on a lake like this to be able to catch, you know, a limit of okay 15-inch quality fish, and then you know, maybe I put that glide bait in my hand and try to secure a bigger bite that way. Because right now, I mean, I had a 3-pounder this morning. That I've seen 3 3-pound class fish this week. One was on the scamper rig, one was on a glide bait, and one was this morning on a jig. So I don't know, maybe I do this and then I run to some of those scope fish that are chasing bait and try to get in on that, which is happening more up lake. And you know, I'm the complete opposite end of where I was the first day, where I had a few bites doing it and saw, you know, some areas that were loaded with bait, and I feel like probably had a bunch of fish on them. I shouldn't say a bunch, but you know, I think you could see the fish chasing the bait, and I feel like some of them were probably bass. So we got options, I guess, which is a good thing. But that's our midday update. Scamper rig is catching them. Not much else is working right now for me today, at least. But I gotta put this down and go figure out, just figure out where to catch some females. That's what I need to do. Well guys, the wind is absolutely cranked up another notch. Man, it's really howling. I mean, we're back in the back end of a creek right now, and it's trying to take my hat off. Not ideal for filming, I can tell you that. And apparently not good for fishing too. I really thought you'd almost be able to get on some of these little points and stuff where you can see there's current seams from the wind. But I have not had much the last couple hours. You know, that's a little concerning, but I honestly feel like so much of it is based on the conditions, and kind of is what it is at this point. It's late afternoon, and it just seems like the bite has really turned off. I've caught a handful of little fish, doing some of them channel swings, cranking, throwing a little that little jig around. Have not gotten on much of anything since this morning, which in a way is not a terrible thing, because I feel like I've kind of gotten zones in the creeks that I've fished. It seems like there's a specific zone, for me at least, where I'm getting bit, and all of the creeks that I've gotten bites out of have been the same way, and it's pretty much the same zone within each of those creeks. So that kind of gives me confidence that I feel like at least I kind of know where the fish are at, and those are going to be the zones I'm going to key in on, at least for now. But it's not been a great day of practice, I can tell you that. I was really hoping to refine a few things and try some different things, and hasn't panned out. Now I will say with that though, like, I haven't fished much of what I caught them on doing yesterday and the first day, which is a good thing, I guess. So we'll see. I'm gonna wrap it up here, because as soon as I get to this point, it's gonna be ripping, and all you're gonna hear is the sound of wind. So I appreciate all you guys riding along with me today again. I appreciate all the support, and the next video you get to see I think tomorrow will probably be a tournament recap of day 1. So stay tuned for that. Yeah, stay tuned, guys. Thanks for watching.